A lot of people are saying that people keep voting for Democrats or keep voting Democrat, but the Democrats
True.
aren't doing anything for the black community.
That's true.
So
I lived it. That's true.
You lived it. You
I
mean
lived it because
okay.
I am a Democrat. I ran as a Democrat. And if you go check my voting record, that's what I always pull, a Democrat ballot. And Democrats really need some help. And I'm here to say it proudly that a lot of them don't belong in the seats that they're in. Residents have to really research them and stop listening because they say they're a Democrat don't mean they for you. Mm-hmm. They're normally for themselves. You have to really pay attention and change the narrative that we see right now.
Right.
Because right now, Republicans are doing a good job to me.
Most black people know that BLM the whole time was a scam. In fact, and I hate to be one of those people, right? But I have it on a old hard drive. I am the first person I know. I did it on my show, the Liberated Show, in 2016 when Trump was running for office. I said BLM is an LGBTQ front. If you go on their website, everything was against the nuclear family. They didn't consider black men at all. You know what I'm saying? So and then the original Black Lives Matter was a brother named Darren Seals who started it in St. Louis over the Mike Brown issue. He got killed mysteriously, and then they hijacked the term. Most black people, see, this is what I'm saying. They don't bring real black people in the media. They get liberal leftist blacks and then coon conservative blacks, but they never go to the real black community and get people who are saying certain things because they want to present it in a certain light either way.
Hello everyone, I hope that you are doing fine from any part of the world that you are watching today's video from. From history, we have heard that the Black Americans are the true founders of the United States. These people fought against racism and discrimination, and the rights that everyone is enjoying today were brought forward by the Black Americans. And lately, there has been a growing conversation in Black America. This conversation is uncomfortable, but in this channel, it's necessary to handle these type of conversations. Many Black Americans are asking whether the policies which were once promised to them, why are they being stretched so wide that their needs disappear inside the broader agendas? This isn't about opposing progress for others, but it's asking whether the targeted problems are met with the targeted solutions, or whether the Black Americans are being told to wait again while everyone else is moving forward. From education to housing to economic relief, the question remains, when policies are universal, who really actually benefits from them? So here today, we are breaking this down honestly, not emotionally, not blindly, but we are going to handle facts, history, and accountability in our minds. Welcome back to Polito Realities, a channel that brings forward what so many people fear to talk about. If you love listening to real conversations, then this channel is for you. But take a minute to subscribe, to like, and to share today's video. But again, let's sit and watch the clips and see how people are talking and expressing their thoughts of what is happening.
I wholeheartedly believe that Democrats care about immigrants more than Americans. The proof is in the streets. The proof is on the internet. The proof is in our faces every day.
Guys, we have a report. The ice is on campus. Everybody inside. Doors closed. We're not letting anybody in.
You put up barricades.
Those were the scenes here in Charlotte, North Carolina, when Border Patrol was spotted on the premises of this nonprofit, which provides childcare services for the children of refugees and immigrants.
Every time I cut this damn phone on, every time I open up TikTok or Instagram, I'm seeing somebody from the Democratic Party cry, do everything they can in their power to help immigrants. And it blows my mind because who is going to help Americans?
They do not honor children. They do not care about the humanity of children.
But this nonprofit is not letting fear stop them from making a difference. We've seen volunteers all day packing up items, donated items like beans, like oil, cereal. Come look over here, water, coffee, milk, everyday goods that parents are afraid to go out of their homes to get for their children in fear and uncertainty that they might not be able to come back home.
Who? Americans need healthcare. We need housing. We need everything right now. Americans need help, period. The Democratic Party refuses to do anything for Black Americans, white Americans. Refuses. We're not on their list we're not on their to-do list. We're not on their to help list. The Democratic Party has abandoned Americans. The proof is in the pudding. Look at what they're doing for these immigrants. Sanctuary cities, free subsidies, housing, health, everything.
We had hundreds and hundreds of people either donating, volunteering. We also want to make sure that our families know that when they're home right now, scared and feeling like they have to stay in, there's people who have that privilege who are all around the city coordinating and doing things for them.
Now, in a statement, the Department of Homeland Security has denied targeting a daycare center. We got a hold of some footage showing Border Patrol agents on the premises of this nonprofit, Our Bridge for Kids.
We got to work 1, 2, 3 jobs. Missing time with our kids while immigrants get taken care of. All the immigrants, Hispanic immigrants, African immigrants, everybody's in a better position than Americans right now. All of them. Democrats don't care about Americans. It's not even a joke no more. The proof is in our faces. It's on the news every day.
Can you think of anything profound the Democrats have done for the Black community in 40 or 50 years that has earned them 90-some% of the vote?
No. I'll be the first. I'll be the first. I will say, I believe they gave us access to capital, meaning that in the 60s and whatever, an opportunity to be entrenched in the system where we had opportunity for growth. I'd give them that, but there's so many things that I disapprove of right now based on what I've seen from them, how they've basically coaxed us into getting our vote, and then we turn around and we're asking, what do we have to show for it? I would certainly question that big time. No doubt about that. No doubt about it.
I'm trying to prove to Charlie's supporters that he's racist. They don't care. They don't care. I've seen 500 videos of people trying to explain how he's a racist, how he's homophobic, how he's a piece of shit, how he's a terrible goddamn person, how he's not even a good Christian. Y'all are trying to explain this to people who already have their mind made up. They heard the same audios that you've heard. They've seen the same video clips that you've seen. They've seen the same debates at the colleges that you've seen.
I've been working with Charlie since 2017. We held the first Black Leadership Summit at the White House for Black conservatives to go. Never has happened in the history of the country. Charlie's idea, the white man you talking about, his idea was to galvanize, and you know who helped us do it? For you suckers out there, you know who helped us do it? We got one Black man to donate us money to get all those kids out. We pay every single one of their airfare. We put them up in a hotel, and some of them ain't never been to the White House before. Some of them ain't never put on a dress before. They never had an occasion where they can dress up before. We paid for every one of them to get there. One Black man gave 20 grand. Who was helping us raise money to get Black people to the White House? White people. The man that stood next to me that would go to fundraiser to fundraiser, the woman that stood next to me to go from fundraiser to fundraiser to tell people about the mission that Charlie Kirk started was number white people. And then you turn around, that man ain't never been racist to me. Charlie ain't got a racist bone in his body. Y'all Negroes don't want to hear the truth from a Black man. The funny thing is, you claim that it's bad that people are honoring Charlie Kirk, and he was much better of a man than George Floyd.
Because they're not free yet. They're still Democrats' slave. Yeah, they might be free physically, but they're still mentally slave to the Democratic Party. They never got free. It's said that these guys are still worshiping and praying and voting for the white supremacy that kept them in bondage for almost 200 years. If it wasn't for the Republican Party, you guys still be in bondage today. I mean, in the 90s, Joe Biden called you guys as super predators, created a crime bill to mass incarcerate millions of African Americans across the country. And because of that, when you go to American jails today, you're going to see more black people in jail than white people. Look at your neighborhood, man. Your neighborhood is the most dangerous, poor neighborhood in any Democrat-run states. Doesn't really matter. If you in Chicago go to Southside Chicago, it's a city run 100% by the Democratic Party. But somehow, the violence, the drugs, gangs, is all concentrated in black communities. You guys still don't care. You think this white supremacy love you guys, when they literally causing your own death or throwing your ass in prison, giving you a bunch of felonies.
Revealed that Joe Biden's HHS spent $22.6 billion in grants for migrants, covering cars, home loans, cash, housing, healthcare, and even money to start up businesses, all funded by American taxpayers. According to the report, the Office of Refugee Resettlement funded billions to nonprofit organizations, acting as a, quote, giant magnet for illegal migrants, all while losing track of 32,000 migrant kids. More than $12 billion went to unaccompanied minors, even though reports exposed unvetted and abusive sponsors.
46,000. That's how many illegals have been welcomed in Chicago in the last 2 years under Democratic leadership. Now, I've talked a lot over the last few years to residents about what's happened to these communities. Listen.
We see where resources are being given to illegal immigrants versus American citizens. And so it's killing our community.
They are giving the illegals resources that they've denied to us for generations. And now we see that they've had the money all along. They just didn't want to share it with us.
It's very frustrating. And I think to see gangs and so many illegal immigrants walking through the neighborhoods, and we have to see them digging in their garbage cans. And it's really crazy.
And it gets worse. A shocking new DHS Inspector General report reveals that the government of Biden-Harris lost track of 32,000 unaccompanied minors who came in illegally from fiscal year 2019 to fiscal year 2023. Now, when you dig into the numbers, you find that the number of kids coming in exploded under Biden-Harris in particular. Joining me now, Pastor Corey Brooks, CEO of Project Hood and senior pastor of New Beginnings Church in Chicago. Pastor, it's great to see you. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Now, the report says that ICE has no assurance that these unaccompanied kids are safe from trafficking, exploitation, or forced labor. So much for the Democrats' claims that they care about the children.
Absolutely. You know, as a pastor, that breaks my heart to know that there are so many children who are unaccounted for. It goes to show us just how government is ineffective and inefficient when it comes to being accountable for our citizens, not just for our citizens, but for illegal immigrants who are coming into the country. And it's a sad commentary about the state of affairs of our government.
Well, it's like kids are used as props, but in practice, in the real world, kids are suffering. Let's talk about the kids in Chicago.
Yes.
I was talking to some police officers today, and they told me that the way lots of the crimes are being logged here in Chicago make things look a lot rosier than they are, about violent crime being down and so forth. And they were basically telling me a very scary tale about the numbers of police officers and what's happening on the ground.
Absolutely. In our community, there's not a day that goes by that we're not dealing with crime, that we're not dealing with issues that are impacting our community every single day. Now the fact that we have so many illegal immigrants who have been added to the community, it's created such a burden on organizations like ours, on citizens in our community. Crime is absolutely going up without a shadow of a doubt. No matter what they try to portray or say, it's definitely going up.
This is a political narrative that they're trying to sell. But Pastor, I want to play something that was said during a Black Caucus meeting at the DNC today. Watch.
Some of the things that each of you are doing to inform and educate and organize and mobilize black men, and what are some of the challenges that you think we need to all work together to overcome? Especially, we got 70 days to act right, y'all.
That's right.
Now, after 7 days, we can go back there and crazy. Right?
So, I guess we have 70 days, and then we can be crazy. What is that?
Yeah.
They're victims of misinformation. Anyone who I guess votes for Trump is too stupid that they can't actually understand basic facts. Not a lot of facts being discussed here tonight.
Absolutely. Identity politics is the order of the day. Anytime you have all of these individuals who are telling you should vote for a person because of their gender or because of their race, they're playing those cards because they're trying to apply pressure to our community. But what they need to know, there are a lot of black men like myself who feel like we're going to vote the way we want to vote, and we're going to do it based upon policies and principles, not upon identity.
Yeah, I mean, I saw one poll where Trump was at 21% among all African Americans.
Yes.
Now it's mostly black males. But that seems to comport with a lot of what I'm hearing. And I know you're not political, but does that kind of make sense to you, that number?
It makes a lot of sense. You know, there are a lot of individuals who are finally waking up to the fact that the Democratic Party has taken advantage of black people for far too long. You can go to any urban area in America that's democratically ran, and you're going to see crime, you're going to see poor schools, you're going to see economic failure, and migrants, the order of the day. And so we're waking up to that, and I'm believing you're going to see a record number of black people, African Americans, who are going to vote differently than they have in the past. And for that, it's going to be very helpful to further our agenda.
Well, the good vibes aren't going to, you can't eat good vibes, right,
Can't eat good vibes.
Great to see you, my friend.
Thank you, as always.
Pleasure.
All right.
Welcome back again to our discussion. And honestly, when I look at the phrase, everything meant for black Americans are hijacked, especially by the Democrats, what comes into my mind is a lot of frustration rather than ideology. Historically, and when I first started, I said that these black Americans are fighters. These people are forward to fight for the rights that everyone is enjoying today. Black Americans have always supported political movements based on promises of targeted repair, addressing redlining, mass incarceration, employment discrimination, and generational wealth gaps. Over time, many of those promises have evolved into broad universal programs. While universal policies can be good, they often fail to correct unequal starting points. When everyone receives the same assistance, those who were already ahead still benefit even more. Black Americans ask, if a policy was designed to correct a specific harm, why is it no longer specific? Why does it sound like inclusive? Often means less effective for the people it was originally meant to help. Critics, on the other hand, are arguing that this shift happens because targeted black policies are politically risky. Broadening them makes them easier to sell nationally, but also weaker in impact. As a result, the black Americans are told to celebrate symbolic wins while material conditions remain unchanged. This conversation is not about rejecting collision politics. It's about balance. Helping others should not come at the cost of ignoring black-specific data, history, and also outcomes. Accountability means measuring results, not intentions. If gaps remain after decades of support and voting loyalty, then questioning strategy is not betrayal. It's just civic responsibility. The real issue is not whether others are benefiting. The issue is whether the black Americans are still being centered in policies that were once created because of the black American struggles in the first place. If you feel that this conversation touched you, then leave your thoughts in the comment section. You have been watching Polito Realities, a channel that handles real discussions. Until next time, stay grounded, stay informed, and be blessed. But also remember to subscribe, to like, and to share today's video if you haven't done that.